Hey guys, Jared from the Vinyl Corner, and today we will be looking at our collective top 50 albums of the year. So obviously we're going to be doing 25 apiece, so it'll amalgamate into a top 50, but 2018 was an absolutely incredible year for music, at least for me personally. I feel like this year is going to kind of go unrivaled this decade as my favorite. This list was extraordinarily hard to make. And I did a full top 50 on my Instagram, so if you guys want to go see that, check that out. And that was even difficult, so I did like a bunch of honorable mentions, and it's just like, it was absolutely amazing all year. And I'm going to be talking about my top 25. I'm not going to be talking too much about the first 15, but when we get to the top 10 on my list, I will be talking about them a little more. But I highly recommend checking all these out if you have not already. So let's hop into the list. Starting at 25, we have Playboi Carti's newest album, Die Lit. At 24, we have Sleep's return with The Sciences. 23, we have Janelle Monáe's newest album, Dirty Computer. 22 is Rosalia's El Malque Rear. 21 is Blood Orange's Negro Swan, which I did a full review of if you want to go check that one out. At 20 is Midair Thief with Crumbling. 19 is Armand Hammer's Paraffin. 18 is Caro Caro Bonito's Time and Place, which I will be doing an unboxing of very soon, if not before this video is posted. 17 is Sons of Kemet, Your Queen is a Reptile. 16 is Tropical Fuckstorm with a Laughing Death in Meat Space. Again, another album I've reviewed if you want to go check that out in full. 15 is Aphex Twin's newest EP, Collapse. 14 is JPEG Mafia's Veteran. 13 is Tim Hecker's Canoyo. 12, we have Hermit and the Recluse with Orpheus versus the Sirens. And at 11, we have Idol's Joy as an Act of Resistance. So getting into my top 10, like I said, I'm going to talk about these ones just a little bit more. At 10, I have Horrendous's Idol. These guys are an extremely fantastic, like, progressive death metal band. They have a lot of the same ideas and style as, like, those early proprietors of the sound, like the band Death, but they're modernizing it in such a refreshing way, and the way that they're progressing these songs is just so amazing. And a lot of times songs progress in like 3 or 4 different segments throughout each song. It's just an absolutely amazing death metal record, and if you guys are into the genre, whether it be newer stylings or old, I highly recommend it. At 9, I have Anna von Hauswolf's Dead Magic. This album is very unique. I know, like, you know, the whole dark wave neoclassical thing isn't like the smallest genre out there, but it's definitely one that I haven't ever really taken notice to until about now with Anna. This album is just such an interesting experience. You know, there's all this insane, like, classical organ playing, but it's got this extremely drony, like, dark ambient soundscape. And then, like, there's so many ideas of noise coming into this. It's like a lot like Swans if it was like piano driven instead of like a full band driven, like guitars and stuff like that. It's quite unique. It's quite scary, and it's absolutely fantastic. At 8, I have Special Interests Spiraling. These guys are a pretty recent band. I happened to come across them by a complete stroke of luck, but goddamn, am I glad I did. This is an amazing mix of synth punk and no wave, and it's just a 20-minute like short album, but again, that kind of fits in the whole no wave aesthetic. But it's just cover to cover so like blistering, fun, noisy, chaotic, sexual. Like, it's just really crazy. It has like these elements of like Suicide and like early era Swans or like Teenage Jesus and the Jerks. It's just a really, really amazing, like, kind of no wave return to sound. And I've been wanting a no wave reunion, and this album and one I'm going to be talking about higher on the list definitely give me hope that that is going to happen within the next couple of years. So yeah, these guys are fresh on the scene, so if you are looking for that kind of no wavy synth punky sound, I cannot recommend this album enough. It's cover to cover just absolutely incredible, and I am so excited to see what they're going to do with their career in the future. At number 7 is Oil of Every Pearl's Uninsides by Sophie. This is just, again, such a unique sound going on right now. Like, I know the whole PC music camp exists, but like Sophie is doing it in such an extravagant, lush, art poppy infused way. It's just like this insane, like, industrial bubblegum bass. It's like just all over the map, but it has these segments where it's just so beautiful and lush and vibrant and colorful. It's just, the album cover pretty much describes it perfectly. Like, it sounds like that. It's majestic, it's heavy. At times it can be kind of dark, but it's also very reflective on one person's situation in life, dealing with the things that they do along the lines of sexual identity and things like that. So it's a really just absolutely amazing album, and Sophie is definitely an artist to watch if you guys aren't aware of her. She is working with people like Vince Staples and Charlie XCX, but she's honestly making some of the most interesting, like, electronic-y, bubblegum bass, industrial type stuff out right now. At 6, we have Portal's Ion. This is just an insanely incredible technical death metal record. It infuses some ideas of like black metal in some of the vocal deliveries, but it also has like noise rock segments and like kind of like droney segments. It's just a really amazing collage of things that I'm very into in one sound, and they just do it so fucking perfectly. It's so heavy, it's so menacing, but it's so like crunchy and head rattling. It just kicks you in the teeth every single time, and no matter how many times I listen to this, it's just blows my mind. Songs like the last song, it's like this 9-minute piece. It's absolutely incredible. So if you guys are into that sound and you haven't checked this one out, you definitely have to. All right, hopping into the top 5, we got Death Grips' Year of the Snitch. Now, this is an absolutely insane album for their catalog. Obviously, I've talked about it before, so I'm not going to talk about it too much. But yeah, this is a little bit more, I kind of misspoke in my review of it. It's definitely more on like the krautrock, experimental, like noise rock side of things as opposed to electronic necessarily. But yeah, it's just a really unique album in their catalog so far. I feel like this is just, again, one of those interesting left turns that maybe they'll never touch again. But just having this album and this sound is so interesting because it kind of amalgamates everything about their career, but again, it's so like unique to this album still. It's just a really interesting experience of like just insanity. I mean, like I said, I did a full review, so if you guys want to go watch that, go peep that. But this album is just another pretty much masterpiece to add to their catalog. All right, at number 4, we got Parquet Courts' Wide Awake. This is an absolutely stunning, beautifully written, socially aware art punk album in the veins of Talking Heads, Television, that whole era. But again, it's so modernized. It seems so fresh and new for our time. The things that they're talking about are just so intently researched, and you can tell that these guys know exactly what they're talking about. And it's just a really great piece to have right now in this current climate that we're in America, at least. It's a really nice album to have because it looks at a lot of ideas that maybe aren't being focused on by a lot of other people, or it just brings together this idea of like what's going on in our political and social atmosphere right now. So yeah, if you guys are into bands like Television, Talking Heads, definitely check this one out. It's amazingly played, it's charismatic, it's really well written, and it's just incredible. Starting off the top 3, we have Kids See Ghosts self-titled. Kid Cudi and Kanye came together to create a hip-hop masterpiece that infuses so many different ideas, things that are kind of, taboo to touch, including rock instrumentation in rap music, and they just made it work. It's an absolutely insane kaleidoscope of like grunge, psychedelic rock, hard rock, hip-hop, pop rap. It's just got so many things going for it that on paper sound like they would be an absolute mess, but these guys bring them together in such a beautiful way to look at mental illness and how it affects people's lives and how to cope with those situations and how they get through their situations. It's just an absolutely stunning record. It's really, again, really well written. Some of Kanye's best stuff in years, easily some of Kid Cudi's best stuff he's ever done. And yeah, it's just an insanely beautiful record. It's very short, but it doesn't waste any second of its runtime. At number 2, we have Daughters with You Won't Get What You Want. This is a noise rock masterpiece for the modern day, and again, it's touching these ideas of no wave. It's poking at it. It's kind of trying to awaken the beast again, and along with like Special Interest and like a couple other bands, there definitely is hope that no wave will get the reunion it deserves, because that genre was around for like 4 or 5 years, if that, and it didn't get the justice it deserved. There is so much untapped potential with that genre, but this is just an insanely textured, well recorded, insanely written, and frenetic record. If you want to feel like anxious and like the world is ending and everything is like balls to the wall, this album is definitely the thing for you. This, no matter how many times I listen to it, I can never get over how well produced this album is. All of the instruments sound explosive. It's just a masterpiece of how to infuse noise into rock music and just how to make it menacing, interesting, and dynamic. But it's just, again, I really am hoping that this like sparks some sort of no wave revival, because that would make me a very, very happy lad. And my favorite album of 2018 is, of course, Earl Sweatshirt with Some Rap Songs. I did an extensive review on this. It's pretty much as long as the album itself. So if you want to go see my entire thoughts on that, or at least most of them, go check out that review. But this is one of the best rap albums I've heard from this decade. Personally speaking, I connect to it on a very personal level. I absolutely adore everything Earl was doing with his production. I love how layered all of the bars are. I love how it's segmented. It's so eclectic. It's so abstract. Everything is like clashing, but it mixes so well in this very weird, cacophonous like kind of way. And it's just a very emotionally poignant album. It's very interesting production, and Earl is just showing off why he's one of the most gifted rappers around. So yeah, this is my favorite album of the year, definitely. So that's going to do it, guys. My favorite albums of the year. Like I said, this year was absolutely insane. So if you want to see my full top 50 and some honorable mentions, go check out my Instagram page at Jared Morgan Vinyl. I'll leave the @ in the description down there. But yeah, let me know what your favorite album of the year was down in the comments below. And while you're down there, hit that description, hit all those links, like, comment, subscribe. And until next time, guys, have a nice day.
So 2018 has finally come to an end. We had tons of great music, tons of really bad music. And you know what? Overall, it was a really good year. Glad it happened. Glad 2018 was a thing. Today we're going to go over our top 25 albums of the year. Top 25 of 2018, baby. Coming in at 25, we got Puya 5-5, Bang Bang. Coming in at 24, we got a little cheat here. We got a little cheat, 6ix9ine, Dummy Boy, or Day 69. Because you know what? 6ix9ine is the greatest artist of all time. Fuck you. Fuck you. Number 23, we got Comethazine, Bassy, Bat. How the fuck do you say that? Number 22, we got A$AP Rocky, Testing. You know what? Very underrated album. Very underrated album. 21, we got Kids Trunk, Super Saiyan. Oh my god. Coming in at 20, we got Astro World. Fucking whoopee. Next up, we got Ski Mask, The Slump God Stokely. Just really impressed me. Great album. Bookie Eli, not great. And coming in at 18, we got Young Thug, On the Run. I mean, goddamn, it wasn't an album, it was an EP, but fuck it, it deserves to be on this list because it's fucking good. 17, we got Death Grips, The Year of the Snitch. Wasn't as impressed as I have been with Death Grips, but you know what? It's fucking Death Grips and it still slaps like a motherfucker. Number 16, we got City Morgue, Hell or High Water. It's fucking Zilla Kami, man. Something about that guy gets me fucking going. Alright, so now we're into the top 15. We're going to talk about a little bit more. Pusha T, Daytona. one of the albums Kanye produced this year, and one of the goddamn knee slappers. I've honestly never really been a big fan of Pusha T and just didn't really listen to a lot of his shit, and this one really got me into it. Kanye did a fantastic job producing. Overall, big love of this album. Alright, coming in at number 14, we got Sheck West, Mud Boy. There's something about this guy, he's just simplistic, he's easy to listen to, it's funny, got some good little funny bars out there. He's got his own flow going on, he's got his own little thingy going on there, and I like it. Coming in at number 13, we got another goddamn Kanye West produced album. Kanye West, yeet. It's always weird because when I think about Kanye West, I really think about like long projects and like things that are really thought out, and this kind of like completely changed my opinion on what his music can be. So, you know, we got 7 tracks, we got 22 minutes, and you know what? It's all fucking good. It's all good. I like how a lot of hip-hop artists nowadays are slowing down on like their lengths in their album, because you know what, not everybody's a big fan of sitting down and listening to an hour-long fucking album. I know I ain't a big fan of that. So these 22-minute ones, I'm loving it. Keep it up, Kanye. Coming in at number 12, we got Kodak Black, Heartbreak Kodak. Nobody's going to agree with me on this one, but you know what, I love it, so fuck you. Coming in at number 11, we got Playboi Carti, Die Lit. And it's one of the best trap albums of all time, let's just be honest here. He never really ceases to amaze me. Playboi Carti, he's putting out those goddamn hits, baby. And I'm gonna keep slurping that shit up. Coming in at number 10, we got 03 Greedo, God Level, and let's come together here. We need to free this man. He needs to keep putting out 1,000,000 albums a year because I fucking love that shit. 03 is one of those guys that puts out so much music that it's like really hard to find the good stuff because there's a lot of bad stuff. God's Level is his best album all around. It really gives you an understanding of what he's all about. And it came out right before he went to jail. Fuck. Coming in at number 9, it's actually not a hip-hop album. Whoa! It's The Daughters, You Won't Get What You Want. See, I love Death Grips, and just honestly, let's be honest, a lot of the noise, like metal kind of music just reminds me of Death Grips, and that's pretty much why I like it. But this was an absolutely fantastic album. Really liked it. Made it on the list. Yeah. Coming in at number 8, Earl Sweatshirt, some rap songs. This album just came out of fucking nowhere. Like, he released 2 songs and bam, there it was. From what I've listened to from Earl, like, this is nothing compared to what he's put out in the past. Completely, like, revisioned himself, and he's doing his own thing now, and you know what? It's fucking awesome. Coming in at number 7, we have Tropical Fuckstorm, A Laughing Death in Meat Space. Jared's actually introduced me to a lot more like Australian kind of noise rock bands, kind of like King Gizzard and Tropical Fuckstorm, and lately they've been absolutely blowing me away. It's what I want from rock and roll at this moment in time. Not fucking Greta Van Fleet. It's giving a modern tone to rock and roll, and I respect the shit out of that. It's really good. Coming in at number 6, we got MF Doom and Scissorface. Scissorface meets Metalface. 2 legends on a goddamn album together. Oh god. Now, these two have been working together for quite a few years now, and they kind of like base all their music around like comic book shit. And it's cool as fuck. It's an interesting way to stay relevant, and they're putting out great hip-hop music, so keep up the great work, boys. Coming in at number 5, we have Taboo by Denzel Curry. And Denzel Curry had always been one of those artists to me that just kind of never really had that album, you know? Like Imperials, it was pretty good. It had some other great songs on it. It just didn't really give me a base understanding of what Denzel was all about. And Taboo, goddamn, did that to a T. And it's a fucking masterpiece. The song Vengeance with Zilla Kami and JPEG, those are like 3 of my favorite like artists that have like blown up in 2018 all together in one track, and fucking goddamn, it was amazing. Alright, so coming in at number 4, we have XXXTentacion ? And I can already hear you guys now, you guys don't like that, and that's fine. I always found that he could just take any kind of genre and he could do it pretty well. And I know it's kind of a meme that like people saying he's so diverse and shit, but I think he was pretty talented, but he hit girls, so that's why people don't want to fuck with him. It was pretty much exactly what I wanted from X at the time, and you know what? I fucking love it. I wish I could say the same about Skins, but you know. Bleh. Coming in at number 3, we got Lil Yachty, Lil Boat 2. I used to absolutely hate that man because I didn't think he really had any musical talents. And you know what? He really doesn't. But he found his sound that really appealed to me. And that was pretty much the entirety of Lil Boat 2. He was kind of mumbling. He kind of just sounded like he didn't give a fuck. I like that. This album actually had a big part in my summer. I spent a lot of time listening to it. Spent a lot of time last year during the school year listening to it. You know what? I fucking love it. Alright, and coming in at number 2, we have JPEG Mafia, Veteran. And ever since this goddamn album came out, I was so convinced it was going to be number 1. Because, you know what? I've never heard something like this. There's obviously a little connection between him and Death Grips, but his production and his style is just completely out there. You don't hear it very often. And it's lovely. This was just an album that I listened to continuously multiple times throughout the entire year. And it's still one of my favorite albums, not only of this year, but of all time, baby. Yeah. All right, and coming in at number 1, we got Kids See Ghosts. Kids See Ghosts, baby. I literally thought Veteran was going to be number 1 until the day that Kids See Ghosts came out, which completely fucking blew me away. Again, Kanye just on his fuck shit, ready to go, ready to make some goddamn hits. And Kid Cudi was also there. Never in a million years would I have expected this album. It just kind of came out of nowhere, just like the rest of the Kanye releases this year. And holy fuck, am I so happy that we got it, because it's probably my favorite Kanye album. Do you count that as a Kanye album? All right, guys, so now 2018 is done. These are my 25 favorite albums of the year. I cannot wait. I absolutely cannot wait to get into next year and see what kind of great music we get to listen to. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And also go follow us on Instagram at Jared Morgan Vinyl and The Vinyl Corner 1. Thanks for watching.